Welcome to the investment markets overview for the week ending the 12th of November 2021. As the COP26 climate change conference ends and world leaders give mixed reviews to its success, there are a significant share of the world's population that have little or no trust in scientists' warnings about the environment. With most of the climate change research being funded by the taxpayer, a cynic might query that the results in the main meet with government expectation, even though the latter have a history of jumping onto a trend just as it ends. The sell-off of nations' gold stocks after a 20-year bear market comes to mind. And, ironically, it's the UK's former Chancellor of 2000 who sold off half of the UK's gold at $250 an ounce, who this week is urging speedier action on climate change. The overview includes the performance statistics for the main stock indices, which were mixed, as were the commodities covered. Whilst sovereign bond yields and the cryptocurrencies were higher across the board. Meanwhile, on the regional front, U.S. consumer price inflation is rising at the fastest pace in 40 years. The UK two-year market yield is leading the Bank of England higher. Whilst out east, there are reports of Japan issuing a massive $265 billion of new debt despite already being the most indebted nation on the planet. So, as the worst UK Chancellor in history, Gordon Brown, pushed that wealthy, developed nations this week to honour its pledge to gift £100 billion per annum to the developing countries. The IMF reports that fewer than half of the 87 countries that received a combined $118 billion in emergency COVID loans pledged to account for their spending, whilst the United Nations estimate that 10 to 25% of all money spent on government procurement globally is lost to corruption. This perhaps also explains another poll in respect of trustworthiness. A final performance table for the major stock indices since the year 2000 concludes the investment markets overview. A one-month trial of this 40 times per year publication is available for less than $15, or the price of just one decent cup of coffee per week. It's an ideal opportunity to grab the bargain discount for 4 publications. We strive to turn the technical into plain-speaking observations, backed up by factual charts and context. Join us for a guide through the maze of economic and market data via the weekly 5-page overview.